It's now time to start the second session of this first day of the forum. The session will address the topic of circular cities, and it will be full of different perspectives on this crucial issue. Therefore, let me introduce the first speaker without further ado. Our very own Francesco Castellano, CEO and founder of Tondo, will give a talk focusing on an urban and regional approach to circular transformation. The floor is yours, Francesco. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks again to University Cattolica for hosting us, and to the Kingdom of the Netherlands for being a partner of this event. It was a very inspiring speech, and yeah, and all the other supporter and partner of the event. So I will. How can I move the slide? Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So. In general, a circular city is a city that is regenerative and restorative by design. So it is a city where actually the waste is minimized as much as possible, and while it's trying to decouple growth from the production of waste. It's actually why we focus on circular city is mainly a question of numbers. As you can see, population is moving more and more in city. The GDP is more related to city. The majority of the waste is also produced in city, like also emissions. So city are an important part, and they will become more and more important. So aggregation in city will actually accelerate more and more in the next years. So a topic that I think is very important to analyze a city and to understand if it's circular or not is called urban metabolism. It's like analyzing a city like it's an organism. So understanding everything that is entering in the city. So what are the flows of materials? What are the infrastructure? What are the actors? And what are mainly the companies inside the city? So there are some instruments in order to analyze the urban metabolism. One is called material flow analysis, and it's one of the main techniques used to understand how much a city is circular. Then there can be a set of indicators in different kind of areas to understand how much a city is circular. I give you just an example. The percentage of people using public mobility, no? Or the percentage of renewable energy used inside a city. And then there could be define impact. So based on this kind of numbers that you collect, what are also the flows of material, and then what are the impact in terms of economic impact, in terms of social impact. And then you can develop maps like this one. This is a map developed at global level. Before the consulate talked and said how much the Netherlands is circular. So at global level, we are talking around 7%. This is a map of a few years ago where we were at 8%. So it's actually mapping all the material flows that are used inside the economy, the reason why they are using, and then the end life. So what is emission that can be, how much is wasted, how much is going incinerated, and how much is recycled. So it's the last part. So only 8 gigaton on 100 gigaton around is actually getting back into the economy. So just to give you an idea how you measure the circularity, that could be of every system and also a city. And as I said before, you can map a set of indicators like the city of Milan is also doing. So what we didn't do it for the city of Milan. We actually did it for the city of Taranto, all this analysis. And I think was one of the first one in Italy. So it's probably what I consider to be a very advanced analysis that we use a little bit also getting inspired from what the Netherlands is doing, no? Like the city of Amsterdam defining a level of circularity that they want to achieve. And we started with the vision, thinking, so usually when you think about the city of Taranto, you probably think one of the most, to be honest, one of the most city where you can see most of the problem for a variety of reasons. Mainly, there is a strong industry in the city, and we all connected with Ilva, and also a lot of pollution and a lot of emission, which is totally true. So, but at the same time, in reality, the city of Taranto is a beautiful and amazing place if we remove all the industrial elements, and if we go go back into the past. So what we did, we understand the macroeconomics of the city, and we defined setting the boundaries. So what were the sectors we wanted to analyze? And these are the sectors. So we focus on the energy, the manufacturing, the construction, and the waste itself. So and then we developed this material flow analysis of the city of Taranto, understanding everything that is entering inside the city, which is around 17 megatons of materials of different kind of type of materials, so coming from energy, material, or steel. You can see the larger bucket is the manufacturing material, the manufacturing sector, of course, because there is Ilva that is having a large impact, but there is also a refinery in Taranto. So just these two companies they actually represent half of the material entering in the city. So all the rest, as you can see, is really minimal. So if we look at the agriculture, it's really secondary or even construction. And then we define the level of circularity, which is also 8.5 for a strange casualty. But if you look at the circularity level of Italy, is much lower. So before we talked about the circularity level of the Netherlands, but Italy, we are around 20%, even a little bit more. So going at 8.5 is very a low number. Here you can see also the total mass. So that we analyze based on the sector we decide to focus on. And then you can find other indicators and other metrics that you can use to understand the circularity level of a city. And then we did a mapping of all the circular projects already present inside the city. And you can go on the website. We developed a website called tarantocircolare.tech. And there you can see around 50 projects from research center, university, and other companies in different kind of topics. And also we developed few tools to measure circularity, a product, a company, and a city level. So this is a little bit the projects that we developed together with universities. It has been funded by the Ministry of Culture, by the municipality of Taranto, and Bank of Italy. And the other part we did, I didn't have the time, but we also proposed different kind of projects in order to improve the level of circularity. And so now we are at the next step. So what we now won another important grant from MUSA, which is owned by the spoke managed by Politecnico Milano. And we are developing an accelerator to support the launch of new projects, circular project in the city of Taranto. Mainly, we already did a hackathon. Then we are doing a call for idea that will be launched on Friday. And then we also do an acceleration project. So to support what we mainly in the field of deep tech, linked to the circular economy, which is biotechnology or other form of advance like AI, blockchain applied to circular economy. And yeah, just very briefly about Tondo, that is the organizer of the event. So all this project has been developed by Tondo APS, which is an association. So through which we mainly do studies and analysis, and also we promote events. But we also have an agency which is called Tondo Lab, and then we support this event, which is just a brand that is organized by both the entities. Okay, so thanks all of you for being here, and I hope you will have a lot of fun with the next speech. I think they are super interesting on the topic. So I leave the floor to Isabella for the next speaker.
Thank you so much, Francesco.